What is going on, guys? It's Noah from 6Flow Automations. Today I'm going to show you how to build a simple error workflow using n8n. This is a super useful tool and extremely important, especially if you have automations running for yours or your clients' businesses, because it allows you to get notified instantly if any error occurs in any of your active workflows. As always, if you find this content useful or you're feeling generous today, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's jump right into it. Alright guys, so like I said, this is going to be a super quick tutorial. I'm going to show you how I have my error workflow set up. I use Google Sheets to store the history of all the errors that my workflows encounter, and then I use Slack to get notified instantly about those errors. Now you guys can choose to use email or Discord or any other form of communication besides Slack, but for this demonstration I'm going to go ahead and use Slack since that's what I like most. That being said, go ahead and give this video a pause and just create the exact same Google Sheet I have right here with all these same column headers. Once you are done that, we will hop into our n8n account and we are going to create a new workflow. I'm just going to give this workflow a name, error demo. And the trigger we are going to add is called the error trigger. You'll see it has a little bug as the symbol. And the nice thing is there is no configuration needed for this trigger. Another nice thing, n8n provides us with some sample data. So if I go ahead and just give this a run, you'll see that it successfully executes. And you can see if we expand this, we have our URL, we have our error message and stack, and then we have our workflow ID and the workflow name. Perfect. So the next thing we're going to do is add our Google Sheets node. So just tap on the plus and search Google Sheets like that, and then select append row in sheet. Now go ahead and connect your Google Sheets credentials. If you haven't already done so, you can just use OAuth to sign in, and we will select the Google Sheet that we just made, and as well as the sheet. So you can see here we have a bunch of values to send. So like I said in many of my previous videos, for timestamp you can hit expression, then just do a double curly bracket with a $, and now that's going to give you the exact date and time of right now. And then for the workflow name, we will drag it in from name, and the workflow ID will be ID. Same with URL, which is right here. And we have our message, which is going to go down here. And then we have our last node executed, which is going to go right here. Now the description doesn't actually pop up yet. Not to worry, we'll actually get to that once we test this out. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete that for now. And now we will go ahead and add our Slack node. So just press tab to open up the search bar and search Slack. Now we will scroll down to send a message right here. And if you haven't already set up your credentials, go ahead and do that now. If you don't know how to do that, I have a video where I break down using Slack API to integrate it into n8n, which I'll link up above now. And then what we are going to do is choose the message to send to as channel and just select the channel that you want the message to go to. So I'm just going to choose error detection, and the message, I'm just going to paste it in right here. I will paste this down below for you guys to copy as well. Let me expand this for you guys so you can read it. So here we have error in, and then the workflow name. Then we have the workflow ID. We have the error node label, we have the error message, and then finally the error description, which is not configured yet. So I'm actually going to go ahead and delete this for now so we don't run into an error. And then we will go ahead and just connect this like this. Now just a quick note, the way n8n executes workflows is that it goes left to right and up to down. So here we have our error trigger, which is the most left. That's going to run first. Of course, obviously it's also the trigger, which is why it's going to run first. And then we have our Google Sheets node and our Slack node. Because the Google Sheets node is above the Slack node, it is going to run first. And then finally the Slack node will execute. So now go ahead and hop back into your n8n account and just create a new workflow. I'm going to just name this error test. And I'm just going to give this a schedule trigger. That's not how you spell schedule. There it is. And I'm just going to set it to, let's say, 10 seconds. That's fine. And then let me just give it a code node, and let me make this not work. This is obviously going to throw an error since that is not JavaScript. I'm going to give this a save. Now I want to show you how you guys can connect the error workflow to this workflow. So to do that, you're just going to hit the three dots in the top right corner and select settings. then you'll see this second row is error workflow, and currently it has no workflow assigned to it. So that's what we want to change. Just tap on this, search for the workflow you just made. There it is. Select that and then press save, and you're good to go. So now anytime this workflow encounters an error, it's going to trigger your error workflow, which will then send you a notification saying that this workflow has an error. Go and fix it. That was a little bit of a tongue twister, but you guys get the point. So now let's give it a test so we can hook up the error description and I can show you guys how it actually works. But before I do so, just one more quick note. The workflow that you want to connect your error workflow to does have to be active for the error workflow to be triggered when this workflow encounters an error. That was a lot of errors in workflows. So anyways, let's activate this now, and we will hop back into our error workflow and go under executions, and you can see it is already running. I got the Slack notification, and let me just open that. It's probably going to spam since I put it at 10 seconds, yet it's continuing to go. You can see it going on and on. So I'm just going to stop this quickly so that we are not getting spammed, and let's check it out. So we have error in error test. You can see that is the workflow name. Here is the workflow ID, which you can see in the URL right here. And then we have the error node label, which is just called code. And then we have the error message. So this is what I typed into the code node, is not defined in line 1, obviously. So pretty cool. Let's hop back into our error demo one more time and set up that description. So if I go to executions and I just tap on the most recent one, I will copy this to editor so that we have some pinned data to work with. And I will go back into our Google Sheet and let me add a column to send the error description. And now you will see the error description is right here. So I'm just going to drag that in. And then for the Slack node, let me expand this. I will go error description like that, and I will just drag in the description like that. And there you have it, guys. We now have a fully functional error workflow that we can connect to all of our active workflows to make sure that if any error occurs, we will get notified about it instantly, and we can hop right into the workflow and fix it for ourselves or for our clients ASAP. This is extremely important. I highly suggest doing so, especially because it's so quick to set up and just such a useful tool. If you guys found this video useful, hit that subscribe button. It would mean a lot to us, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.